Hey everybody, Nathan Duce here at Homestar Financial. Today I'm joined with Connie Garrett. She's a owner broker here in the Douglasville area. And today we're going to talk to you about the do's of buying a home.
Yes.
When you buy a house, a lot of people don't know some of the basic, like, what should I do, what should I not do? You know, they talk to their friends, they talk to everybody else, and they think they know what they should do. But,
they don't talk to professionals.
They don't talk to professionals, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
And we find that time and time again, you end up doing things that you think are gonna help, but maybe don't help when it actually comes to buying a home, doing your negotiations, doing your work. And so we want to talk a little bit about that today. So
Yes.
Connie, let's talk about this.
Yes. Well, first of all, happy Friday. Hi, everybody. What you're saying is absolutely true. I have a lot of clients that I deal with, and they think that they can do it on their own. Let me just give you a case in point of me. I was buying a home, and actually Nathan was helping me buy my home, and so he said, "Hey, Connie, your credit is pretty decent. It's what was it, like maybe a 630 or something." And he was like, "But you can pay off a couple things and get it up to 670, 680, and really have a lower payment." So that's what we did. So he told me exactly what to do. There were 3 things I needed to do. I think it was maybe $1,000, a couple $1,000 to pay some credit cards down. And within 30 days, he rescored me, and my credit score jumped up, I think, about 60 some points, which was pretty significant with your payment. So I would say the first thing I tell my clients, get with a lender like Nathan.
Right.
Get pre-approved so you know exactly what your budget is. And a lot of times they can say, hey, you can do this now, but if you work on it for 6 months to get it here, you're able to get more. He will be able to tell you if you got money in a 401k or SEP account, which you can use for your down payment. And then once you get all that together, then you find a great realtor broker like myself, Sierra Group. And you, of course, look them out, check online, check and see what their clients have said about them, check and see if they've got 5-star reviews. That's what I do. And I think everybody does that for restaurants, for anywhere we go. We want to see what everybody else thought. So do that, make sure you're getting a trustworthy person that's not just trying to get a check, but really is out for your best interest and long-term relationships. That's what I do.
Yeah. Okay, so you mentioned 2 really good things so far. So first one, make sure you're talking to a professional mortgage lender, whether it's a broker or a mortgage banker. Anybody who's worth their salt should be able to tell you what your credit score is. If your credit score can be optimized with a little bit of money, that is always a good thing to look at. Sometimes it's actually, as she said, it's very common. We can help you boost your score, maybe an extra 20 or 30 points, which you may not think is that big a deal. Hers was 60. And that'll get you into a different rate category. Sometimes that gets you into a different loan product that actually more favorable terms. So great point number 1, talk to your lender. The other thing the lender's going to do is they're going to help you start talking about your budget, right? They're going to find out, okay, well, I'm paying like $1,500 in rent now. What's this $300,000 house I don't want to buy? What's that going to cost me payment-wise, right? So it can help prep you for maybe understanding what the actual home payment's going to be. So when you start shopping, you're not shopping on like champagne taste on a beer budget,
Correct.
right? If you got a beer budget, you need to be looking for like, a beer quality house, right? Not a champagne kind of home.
Correct.
So that's a great thing. Second part, like she mentioned, check out your realtors, right? If you want to work with a particular agent, make sure they got 5-star reviews. You don't want to walk out there and be spending a lot of time driving around, spending your weekends, working with an agent who doesn't know how to negotiate.
Correct.
Maybe like they're your girlfriend's aunt, right? Who wants to help you out. You want to help them out, and she might be the best realtor in the world. But you got to check them out and make sure you got the right reviews. Make sure all that's good.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Let's talk about like the home part of it, right? Like if you're going to go and start looking for houses, a lot of times we get people that are like, okay, I am sick of paying this last check to my landlord. I'm going out this weekend and we're buying a house, right? And haven't done a single thing to think about like where that house is. So, like what's your advice on that?
So I would say, I actually had some clients to come in. It's so funny because all this is happening as we speak. I had some clients that come in town. They were out of town. They sold a house out of town, I want to say in Illinois, and they were moving here. Had some family in Douglasville, and of course, that's our base in Douglasville. Nathan and my base is in Douglasville. Although we, serve other areas, Metro Atlanta.
Yeah.
But anyway, I told her, I said, go online, look up the school systems, look up anything that is important to you. look up, see if there are any offenders in the area. A lot of stuff I can and can't tell you, but everything is on Google. Everybody loves Google, and it's a reason why. So you can find out if it's a safe neighborhood. You can find out about police reports. You can Google and find out everything about the areas that you want to be in. So that way, you can narrow down instead of saying, oh, we're going to go to Douglasville, we're going to go to Lithonia, we're going to go to Decatur. Let's start with one place. Figure out if that's somewhere you want to be, how close to it will be to a future job, or if you want to be close to the airport. You know what I mean? And another thing, if you are buying a second home, I tell my people I'm a registered nurse. That's my first profession, and I work with a lot of registered nurses. My husband is military, and he has a lot of military friends. So a lot of people are buying second homes, not just first homes. And I tell them, depending on what you're doing, if you're a nurse, you know our thing is we work in hospitals. Okay, so if you buy a second home, let's look in those areas that are close to those hospitals that you know you can rent out to certain people. You know what I mean? So you don't have to worry about people not paying or whatever. So that's a good situation. If you want to, if it's your second house, I always try to get close to schools, like colleges or hospitals, because those are, or the airport or downtown. You know what I mean? Depending on what you're trying to do with your property. If it's your second property, then you go in those areas, because those are areas that you don't have to worry about renting. You don't. It's gonna happen. People are always gonna be there, especially in Metro Atlanta. You won't have to worry about if you choose those areas. Where if you just go somewhere where it's cheap, if you ever want to rent out or move or upgrade or whatever, it may be a little bit harder. So depending on what your reason is, you just have to kind of look and see, okay, this is what I'm doing. This is my first home, so this is what I want. But if this is my second or third home, this is why we're getting this home.
Oh, right. And that's a great point. So as a home buyer, you definitely want to be looking at, where the home is located, what's close by, is it close to work, what are the things that are important to you?
How safe is the area?
How safe is the area? You want to go out, maybe drive, the areas. You might find that the home that you thought was like your dream home is right behind it, backed up to like 10 chicken houses or the city water treatment plant or something like that. Maybe it's a stinky place to live.
Right.
Maybe it is located on a really busy road with 1,000 cars going by every 20 minutes, right? So different things to consider. So, so do your research, talk to a lender, talk to an agent, and look at the area that you're getting ready to buy in. That's what we need you to do. If you've made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for supporting us and watching our education series here. We'd love to hear if you've got some other ideas about what you should do when you're buying a home. Post in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you.
Or questions. If you got other questions for us that we didn't answer,
I'll
be glad to come back. I know Nathan is doing a series, so he'll be glad to answer any questions. You can get in touch with me at 678-438-2330, and my website is ConnieGarrettRealtor.com. And we are here at Homestar with Nathan Duce. Thank you guys. Have a great one.